In the boardrooms of 2025, something has shifted. It's no longer the loudest, the sharpest, or even the most experienced leader who commands the room. It's the one who can read the energy before a word is spoken, the one who notices when tension rises and knows exactly how to calm the storm, the one who can sit in discomfort and still lead with clarity, empathy, and power. That's not just a personality trait. That's emotional intelligence, the invisible edge that separates managers from visionaries and bosses from true leaders. And here's the truth. In 2025, technical skills are replaceable, but emotional intelligence, that's the one thing AI can't fake, and most leaders still don't master. This isn't about being soft. It's about being strong enough to feel, read, and respond with wisdom. So if you're ready to unlock the one superpower that will define your leadership legacy, understanding the real meaning of emotional intelligence, or EQ, isn't just being nice or calm under pressure. It's a set of 4 core abilities that determine how you lead yourself and others. Self-awareness. Can you recognize your own emotions in real time? Self-regulation. Can you pause instead of reacting? Social awareness. Can you read the room, the mood, the people? Relationship management. Can you navigate conflict, inspire trust, and communicate with impact? This is the inner circuitry of elite leadership, and it's invisible to the untrained eye. According to Talent Smart, 90% of top performers have high EQ, while only 20% of low performers do. Yet most leaders rate themselves higher than they actually are. Self-awareness. The mirror leaders avoid. This is where the emotional intelligence journey begins, and where most leaders quietly fail. Because self-awareness means facing what you'd rather ignore, your patterns under stress, your emotional blind spots, the way your presence affects others, even when you say nothing. It's more than knowing your personality type. It's noticing, I get defensive when I feel unprepared, or I shut down when people criticize my ideas. And it's doing the hardest thing a leader can do. Tell the truth to yourself about yourself. Every Friday, block 10 minutes for a leadership mirror review. Ask yourself, what triggered me this week? What did I avoid that needed facing? How did my emotions shape my decisions? A young tech founder struggled with team turnover. He assumed people were lazy, until a coach helped him realize he was emotionally unpredictable. He'd go silent when stressed, confusing his team. Once he started naming his emotions openly, trust skyrocketed, and retention followed. Self-regulation, the calm in chaos. The best leaders don't have fewer emotional triggers. They just don't let the triggers lead. Self-regulation isn't about suppression. It's about transformation. It's the space between stimulus and response. Imagine this. You just lost a major client. Your team messed up on delivery. Your email is on fire. The average leader snaps, blames, panics. But the emotionally intelligent leader breathes. They feel the emotion, acknowledge it, and respond from clarity, not chaos. This is what gives great leaders that unshakable presence. At Netflix, senior leaders are trained not just on strategy, but on emotional self-regulation. One exec even said, if you can't manage your emotional temperature, you'll melt your team without realizing it. Before reacting to anything intense, ask yourself, am I about to respond from ego or purpose? And if you're still heated, delay the response. Great leaders don't confuse speed with strength. Why this matters now more than ever. In 2025, change is constant. Pressure is unrelenting. Remote work has blurred the lines of human connection. And in this climate, emotional safety becomes currency. The leader who can build that, through presence, awareness, and calm, becomes a force of stability in the storm. Your team won't always remember your strategy deck, but they'll remember how they felt in your presence. Social awareness, reading the unspoken. Social awareness isn't about being extroverted or charismatic. It's about perception, the subtle skill of noticing what isn't said. It's when you walk into a meeting and sense tension, not from words, but from posture, tone, and silence. It's noticing when your best performer suddenly stops speaking up, when your team laughs at your joke, but their eyes say otherwise. This is the difference between transactional leadership and transformational leadership, and it begins with attention. Next time you're in a room, virtual or in person, scan the room with a purpose. Who's checked out? Who's overwhelmed? Who's leaning in? Ask yourself, what emotions are under the surface right now? A project manager noticed her usually energetic developer had grown quiet. Instead of assuming laziness, she checked in and learned he'd lost a family member. Her small act of awareness led to a powerful conversation, and deeper loyalty from her entire team. Empathy is the game changer. At the core of social awareness lies empathy. But here's the truth. Empathy is not agreement. It's understanding without losing your clarity. You can hold people accountable with empathy. You can make tough decisions with empathy. Empathy means asking, what might they be afraid of? What pressure are they under? What meaning are they assigning to this? When Satya Nadella took over as Microsoft CEO, he didn't start with strategy. He started with listening. He gave managers a new mandate: model empathy. That shift transformed Microsoft's culture and revived its innovation engine, relationship management, the leadership multiplier. All the EQ in the world means nothing if it doesn't translate into strong relationships, because leadership is relationships, not control, not charisma. And those relationships are built in moments like this: defusing a heated disagreement, giving feedback without crushing someone's spirit, motivating a team when morale is low. This is where the emotionally intelligent leader shines. They don't react, they respond. They don't manipulate, they inspire. They don't chase loyalty, they earn it through consistency, kindness, and courage. Master the art of hard conversations with soft hearts. When giving feedback, name the truth. Affirm the person. Offer a path forward. A startup founder had to fire a co-founder instead of a cold email or rushed meeting. He flew across the country, sat down and said, "You helped me build this, but we've grown in different directions. I want to honor what you did and give you what you need to move on with dignity." That conversation built not just closure, but respect that lasted years. How EQ drives performance in 2025. This isn't just philosophy. Studies show teams led by high EQ managers have 31% higher productivity, 37% lower absenteeism, 25% higher engagement. Why? Because emotional intelligence creates an environment of psychological safety, where people show up fully, make mistakes, share ideas, and grow together. In a world driven by disruption, fear, and burnout, this is the edge that sustains long-term results. Bringing it all together. The EQ loop. Emotional intelligence is not a checklist. It's a loop, a living system. Self-awareness helps you name what's real. Self-regulation helps you choose your impact. Social awareness helps you read the emotional room. Relationship management helps you build trust and direction. Together, they form the emotional architecture of true leadership. Reflection challenge. At the end of your week, ask yourself, where did I lead with EQ? Where did I miss the moment? Awareness is how leadership begins. Consistency is how it transforms. The invisible thread of culture. Culture isn't what you write on the wall. It's what people feel when no one's watching. It's how your team acts in a crisis, when the script is gone and the pressure is on. And emotional intelligence is the invisible thread that holds it all together. In low EQ cultures, people hide mistakes, avoid feedback, fear judgment. In high EQ cultures, people share ideas freely, challenge respectfully, own their growth. How to model EQ as a leader, even under fire. The emotionally intelligent leader leads especially when things go wrong, when deadlines crash, when emotions spike, when failure enters the room. They don't panic, they pause, they don't blame, they breathe, they don't shut down, they open up. Coaching EQ into your team. You don't have to be the only emotionally intelligent one in the room. You can develop it in others. Create language around emotion. Make emotions part of your vocabulary. Say, what's the emotional temperature right now? How did that decision make people feel? What assumptions might be driving this tension? EQ is the future of leadership. In a world run by AI, automation, and algorithms, what makes leaders irreplaceable? Emotion, presence, humanity. You can't outsource empathy. You can't automate intuition. You can't code compassion. The leaders of 2025 and beyond won't just be brilliant strategists. They'll be emotionally fluent culture shapers, capable of handling pressure, building trust, and making others feel seen, valued, and alive. And that is your calling. If this message hit home, you're exactly who we built next-level leadership for. Drop a comment below. Let us know which EQ insight changed your perspective today. And if you know a team, a school, a startup, or a family that needs this, send it their way. Because great leadership isn't born, it's emotionally trained. Let's keep building.